Lahiri Ayanamsha is a creation of the Indian government, the Nehru government. It basically came as a requirement because there were many provinces and many territories, and every province had different dates. So somebody in Maharashtra is celebrating Diwali on 1st of November, then somebody in Delhi will be celebrating it on 2nd or 4th of November. So dates were not matching, and it was becoming a headache for the Indian government, because when it comes to giving national holidays to employees working for the central government, the dates vary, and they wanted to make it a single date. So it was a compulsion, and through this compulsion, the Lahiri committee was formed. It was this committee of scientists who came up with this Lahiri Ayanamsha. It may be accurate, but on ground reality, I have seen through my own experiences that there are much better Ayanamshas than Lahiri, and we will be looking at those Ayanamshas. So let us see the Ayanamshas that exist. There are around a dozen of Ayanamshas. Let us see what they are. Usually people believe that planets move to the next house only based on degrees and the ascendant degree. Although this is true, still the other factor that can move your planet from first house to second house or from first house to 12th house is the Ayanamsha. Now your next question will be, what is Ayanamsha? In simple layman's language, Ayanamsha is the ruler through which you measure the placement of planets in your chart. Now you all would be surprised to know that in Vedic astrology there are over 1 dozen or more Ayanamshas, in our language, rulers. So there are over 1 dozen rulers. As a child we all went to school, and we always had carried one nice big ruler in our school bag. The other ruler was always in the hand of the class teacher to give us a nice beating if we do any mischief. But here in this classroom we have many rulers, meaning Ayanamshas. The most famous ruler is the Lahiri ruler, that is the Lahiri Ayanamsha. Interestingly, nobody in India knew about Lahiri Ayanamsha until the Nehru government discovered this Ayanamsha and made it official for all Vedic astrologers to follow this Lahiri Ayanamsha or this Lahiri ruler. And whatsoever comes from the government corridors is always a compromised outcome and never the truth. This need to invent or give birth to an official universal Ayanamsha arises because every province or territory within the Indian subcontinent was following their own Ayanamsha, meaning their own ruler. And that created a problem for the Nehru government, Because Maharashtra will celebrate Diwali on 1st November, Gujarat will celebrate on 5th November, and Karnataka or Delhi will celebrate on some other date. And government cannot give holidays to central government employees based on so many date variations. The Indian government wanted one single date when the whole newly formed country called India will celebrate Diwali, and that initiated the creation of a universal Ayanamsha, the Lahiri Ayanamsha. However, before Lahiri Ayanamsha, which is primarily based on the calculations derived from the fixed star Chitra, before this Lahiri Ayanamsha, within Indian subcontinent in the pre-independence era, the most popular Ayanamsha was based on the star Revati and not Chitra. My fellows, this truth I am revealing through this video, and you may not have heard about it almost anywhere. But this is the truth. The most popular Ayanamsha in pre-independence era was known as Surya Siddhanta, which was based on Revati Nakshatra, or it was also called as Revati Ayanamsha. It is said that the greatest freedom fighter of India and the man who met Sai Baba in person, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, his horoscope was also prepared using the then Surya Siddhanta or Revati Ayanamsha. Because that was the most popular Ayanamsha, just the way today in independent India we have Lahiri Ayanamsha. It is said that Lokmanya Tilak was also fondly addressed as Tilak Maharaj. Sai Baba loved him, and he had presented his first handwritten book on Bhagavad Gita to Sai Baba, the book that he rewrote in the dark cell of Mandale prison. I said rewrote because the cruel British officers burned the whole book that he had written with so much pain by putting so much labor of love. But he was a man of awareness. His spirit was unbeatable. He stood up and said in Marathi, Punashya Sri Ganeshaya, meaning let's start again. And then he again rewrote the whole book and sent the first copy to Sai Baba. And Sai Baba touched the book to his forehead. Great souls are always great. Words cannot suffice. Language is really poor. So along with the Surya Siddhanta, Revati Ayanamsha, in the pre-independence India, there were many more Ayanamshas across the Indian subcontinent and elsewhere as well. Generally, example, if your Cancer ascendant is at the end degree, that is 28 or 29 degree, then there is a high possibility that in Lahiri, if it appears as Cancer ascendant, then in Raman Ayanamsha or Yukteshwar Ayanamsha, it will appear as a Leo ascendant. Similarly, if your Sun is placed in 28 or 29 degree in Libra sign, then in Raman Ayanamsha or Yukteshwar Ayanamsha, you will find your Sun placed in the sign of Scorpio. Raman Ayanamsha or Yukteshwar Ayanamsha is primarily based on Revati star, whereas Lahiri Ayanamsha is based on Chitra Nakshatra. So it is not just a degree of ascendant that can move your planet to next bhav in the Chalita Kundali, but also the Ayanamsha. As mentioned, Ayanamsha is a ruler that has its own set of measurements. It all depends on which ruler you are using to measure your birth chart. A person who is following the Lahiri Ayanamsha, He may think that his Rahu Mahadasha will start after 6 months. But if his or her horoscope is prepared by using another ruler, that is Raman Ayanamsha or Yukteshwar Ayanamsha, then his or her Rahu Dasha has already begun. So based on the Ayanamsha, the Antardasha Mahadasha changes. If your horoscope is prepared using Lahiri Ayanamsha, then your Rahu Dasha is going to start after 6 months. But if your horoscope is prepared using Raman Ayanamsha or Yukteshwar Ayanamsha, then your Rahu Mahadasha has already begun. So it all depends on the Ayanamsha, and it also depends on your practical experiences during each period or each Dasha Mahadasha. So far there has been no consensus on any one ruler, that is on any one Ayanamsha, and there will be never as well, simply because the level of evolution, the level of every human being varies based on his or her level of awareness, consciousness. Human beings are not products that you can measure all of them with just one ruler. Every human being is unique, and so application of the suitable Ayanamsha should be based on his or her actual life events, which can be tracked with the Mahadasha, Antardasha periods. We all should remember that no Ayanamsha and no person either is superior or inferior, but unique. Nobody is superior and nobody is inferior, but nobody is equal either. People are simply unique, incomparable. You are you, I am I. And so that brings us to the conclusion that it is possible that your birth time and birthplace and birth date may be correct, but your horoscope may be totally incorrect, because the Ayanamsha, the ruler that is applied, may not match the actual events of your life. Now people try all kind of calculations just because they want to prove that the ruler, that is the Ayanamsha they are using, is correct. This is more about their ego than the reality of life, and ego makes one blind. Whenever you apply any Ayanamsha, the truth should be accessible easily, meaning you don't have to dig much, because truth is simple, God is simple, love is simple. So whenever you use a certain Ayanamsha, see if truth is easily derived by applying simple astrology methods and observations. Lastly, never be rigid in using only one specific Ayanamsha. Sometimes God wants different rulers to be applied for certain individuals. You just have to see first which ruler, meaning Ayanamsha, suits the individual in question, and then proceed with your observations. Observation without evaluation is the highest form of intelligence, says Jiddu Krishnamurti. Sticking to one specific Ayanamsha is not a good idea. Intelligence is never limited to 4 walls. Always remember, it always exists beyond the 4 walls. It always continues to experiment through one's own self-experience. Truth is not something outside to be discovered. It is something inside to be realized. Rather than focusing on who and how many are voting for a certain Ayanamsha, or how many are using a certain Ayanamsha, focus on your self-experience. And so instead of saying that this Ayanamsha is perfect, I would share the Ayanamsha that worked often than the rest, because there are more than 12 Ayanamshas. But out of those 12 Ayanamshas, the most closest Ayanamshas that I have found through my own experiences, through my own self experiences, are B.V. Raman Ayanamsha, Fagan Bradley Ayanamsha, which is used by many Western astrologers following the Vedic Jyotish, Yukteshwar Ayanamsha, which is very close to Raman Ayanamsha and popular in Western countries where Vedic Jyotish is followed. And the last one that I specifically love is KP Ayanamsha, which is useful only when you apply KP astrology methods. So see, the answer has come. There are many Ayanamshas, but I have shared the most preferable 4 Ayanamshas. And you all will understand that in all these 4 Ayanamshas, I haven't mentioned the Lahiri Ayanamsha because I don't find it as accurate as these 4 Ayanamshas. Always remember, whenever you want to answer anything, whenever you want to express anything, be spontaneous. One has to be spontaneous. One has to live moment to moment, neither thinking of the past, nor thinking of the future, and nor clinging to the present moment. Heart is always spontaneous. Love is always spontaneous. And God is also spontaneous. Spontaneousness is of the heart, and intelligence comes from the heart, while intellect comes from the head. And intellect is indeed a poor substitute to intelligence. Intellectuality is mechanical. The intellect is absolutely bankrupt. It has nothing of its own, all is borrowed. And that's the difference between intelligence and intellect. Intelligence has an eyesight of its own, a capacity to see into things, into problems. Intelligence is your born quality. So always listen to your heart. The heart is always right. Intelligence is intellect in tune with your heart. Never be quick to judge anyone or anything, because judging is of the mind, and the mind is a monkey. Mind has absolutely no truth. Mind is many illusions that it makes you believe that it is true. That is how quarrels happen between couples. Mistrust, doubts, assumptions, indecisiveness, anger, lust, greed, and sex. It is all related to the mind. Remove the mind and you will not have any sexual urge. You will not have any anger. You will not have any thoughts. The state of no mind is the state of Buddha. Someday you all should read my book, No Mind, The Journey Beyond. In the affairs of human world, since the mind, that is the moon, plays a vital role, a significant role, it is natural that the moon sign, the moon chart, the moon nakshatra becomes crucial in the matters of human life. Sudarshan Chakra therefore consists of all the 3 charts. The outer ring is the sun chart, the middle ring is the moon chart, and the innermost ring is the ascendant chart. Soul, that is the sun chart, mind, that is the moon chart, and body, that is the ascendant chart. And this is what makes the Sudarshan Chakra. This is what Sudarshan Chakra is all about. It is total. It has soul, mind, and body. And one who has mastered all these 3, who has become one with supreme soul consciousness, is Krishna. Lord Krishna. That is how the Sudarshan Chakra is related with Lord Krishna. Enough for today. You all remember to meditate every day. Chant the name of the Lord. Nanak Baba, Buddha, Mahavira, and all the great masters have simply given the most significant key to human beings for their spiritual progress, and that is the Naam, chanting the holy mantra. But who wants to listen? People are just running all over. But those who have listened, those who have started chanting the name of the Lord, have found that which others haven't, and that is called bliss. Meditate, my fellows, and I send love to all my close followers and listeners. Stay blessed, and remember, you are not here by accident. The existence has a purpose to meet through you. So value yourself and stay optimistic, stay positive. Remember, after every dark night, there is a beautiful morning awaiting you. So prepare yourself to experience the morning. The Bible says, joy comes in the morning. This morning is the state of your awareness. When you bring more and more awareness to your being, joy will start flowing within you. And to bring awareness to your being, you have to start chanting the holy mantra. You have to start chanting the God's name. The solution is with you. All you have to do is to start walking on the path of love and devotion. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.